What is going on, you guys? Thank y'all so much for tuning in. So this week, Lexus USA sent me the all-new GS-F. This thing is an absolute great car. I had a blast driving it this week. It's such an incredible handling sedan. Of course, this is going to be my full in-depth review of the GS-F. I'm going to go over the interior, going to go over the exterior, and at the end I'm going to take it for a drive. But if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Also remember to hit that notification bell, that way YouTube will alert you whenever I have new videos. Now, coming to the exterior of the GS-F, this is ultrasonic blue. If you guys like the color blue, this is the blue to get. It's just really vivid. It's got such an incredible presence to it, especially in proper lighting. Right now it's a little bit overcasty, so it's hard to tell, but in bright sunlight it's almost a luminescent. It's so bright, it's ridiculous. Now, coming to the front of the car, this is going to be Lexus's signature spindle grille. It's going to have that crazy look to it. You guys either hate it or love it at this point, but I personally think it looks best on the GS-F versus like the RCF, for example. Coming closer to it, you can really see that cool weave, that really neat pattern going through there. You can see all the ducts leading to more cooling, to the brakes, to the engine, and of course you do have that signature checker LED underneath the actual headlamps. I just think it's a great looking front end. Now, coming to the wheels, you have 19-inch wheels. They're going to be wrapped in Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires, and behind those beautiful looking alloys, you're going to have 15-inch rotors up front. They're going to have that orange brake caliper, which is signature to this generation of RCF GS-F, and it contrasts pretty well with the blue. I would personally choose a different color. I just think the orange is just the most random color you can pick for this blue. But coming closer, one of my favorite design cues of the outside of the car is definitely that massive vent. It's really hard to show you guys how huge it is on camera, but in person it takes up the whole side of the car. It's humongous. But I just think it's a really cool feature. Now, coming to the back, you're going to have a lot more of a toned down, simplistic look. Nothing too crazy going on back here except for the quad exhaust, but other than that, the headlamps are going to have a smoked out look to them. And then coming closer, you've got of course the red actual LEDs in there. Up top, you're going to have a carbon fiber spoiler, which looks really good as well. It's pretty big and it's got a nice weave pattern going through it. Of course, your Lexus symbol, your GS-F badge off to the right, but I'll let you guys go ahead and take a listen to that exhaust. Alright, you guys, so forgive the wind noise, but here is the key for your Lexus. You have your lock, your unlock, your trunk release, your alarm, your Lexus badge on the back with a little bit of like a black shimmer to it. Really nice key. So of course you can get into the car by unlocking it with the key, but if you walk up to the door handle, you have keyless access. So you're going to put your finger on top of this. That will lock the door, and there's a touchpad behind that will unlock the door. All right, so starting with the door, you've got a really cool use of material. So of course you're gonna have carbon fiber right up here. You have an aluminum accent underneath that. Door handles, 3 memory seats, red leather here with black leather on top, red stitching, black stitching. You're gonna have an Alcantara sort of suede coming right through here. Piano black with all your switches, your door locks, window controls. You're gonna push this button here to fold in your side mirrors. Down here, you're gonna have a little bit of storage space. Speaker here. Lexus kick plate, Lexus GS-F branded floor mats, aluminum kick pedals, all your seat adjustments on the side. Now, I love these seats. They're super plush, very comfortable. You even have some black stitching running through here with all your perforations, and I just think it's a beautiful looking seat design. It's very intricate, really nice looking. It almost reminds me of like muscle fibers. It's kind of cool, and you have your F embossed here at the top with these neat inserts right there. and they're super bolstered, so they hug you very well. Let's go ahead and hop in, check out the rest. All right, so we'll go ahead and shut the door on the Lexus. Really solid shut. Nice click when you open the door. Yeah, pretty good, but you would kind of expect that in a $90,000 car. But I'll give you guys a quick look around the cabin. Right, and starting the car is simple. As long as you have the key on the inside, you're gonna put your foot on the brake and you're gonna push that button right there to start. All right, so let's start off with the steering wheel areas. First of all, you have your F here for the F performance version. So you're gonna have that little stamp right there, this kind of aluminum piece, which feels more like plastic. It's gonna run all along here, your Lexus stamp in the middle. The whole wheel is going to be perforated leather. So if you guys can see that, all perforated. You have blue and white stitching running through the middle, which looks really nice. You have these paddles back here, which are going to be aluminum paddle shifters. They feel really nice. You can kind of hear, got a solid click to them. They work pretty well, as you guys will see later on in the video. Of course, you're going to have your buttons to the left, buttons to the right. Over to the left, this is going to be used to control all of your media. So like your volume, your tune, your mode, your hang up, your answer, your Bluetooth. Then over here, you're going to have all of your corresponding buttons to control this menu over here. So if I scroll through this right there, it'll take me through all of my settings. I even have F performance specific. So if you guys can see that over to the left, I have a G meter. If I go down, I'm gonna have my tire pressure, my lap timers, all of my different histories, torque distribution, and back to G4. So pretty cool. And you can go through there and see all kinds of different things. It's a really neat looking system. Now coming down here, you're going to have all of your cruise control settings. So you're going to have your back button right here. It's actually for that. And then your menu button there is going to be for that as well. But below that are also cruise control. So you have your adaptive cruise. So the buttons down there are going to be to keep a set distance between you and the car in front of you, 1, 2, 3 car lengths. Then you have your lane keep assist. Down here is how you activate your cruise control. You're going to push that in and then tap down to set, and then up and down is going to be how you adjust the speed. And then to cancel it, you're just going to hold it back like that. Now over here to the left, you do have, of course, your blinkers, automatic lights. Over here to the right, you're going to have automatic wipers as well. And then behind here, you're going to have your brake hold, if you guys can see that. So you're going to push that, and that is for your brake hold. Right now we're in park, so obviously it is unavailable. Down here, if you guys can see that, that is going to be your parking brake way back there. So the auto basically means as soon as you put it in park, it'll automatically put the parking brake on. I highly suggest doing that because you never have to worry about turning on and off your parking brake, and then as soon as you put it in drive, it will take it off almost immediately. Now over to the left, you're going to have a few more buttons. So you're going to have your trunk release right over here, an area here for a little bit more storage. It's nicely lined and felt. Right above that, you're going to have your active sound control. This is actually really cool, and I put together a little video to show you guys how that works. I'll go ahead and show that to you right now. All right, guys, so I am going over how the active sound control works. So right now I am cruising in second gear, around 4,000 RPM. So active sound control right now is off. I'm going to give it some acceleration. So that's with active sound control off. If I turn it on, it's on right now. It just basically amplifies the noise, and it sounds absolutely incredible. So to give you a better understanding of how that works, I'm going to hold it at 5,000. So right now it's on, off, on, off. Pretty cool. So as you guys can see, active sound control is pretty neat, basically amplifying the awesome V8 noise that you get. Even without it, it sounds magnificent. So that really is something I would prefer versus it being a fully artificial sound like most cars are going to nowadays. It's basically just amplifying the great noise that's already there. Now your traction control, your automatic high beams. Over here, this is for your heads-up display. You can hit that to turn it on and off. You can hit these up and down buttons to adjust it, adjust the brightness and everything like that right there. And over here, you're going to have your interior lighting. I really like that the HUD is controlled through here. You don't have to go through a menu or anything. I just like how you have its own separate buttons there. I think more cars should do that for sure. You've got some carbon fiber up here. You're gonna have some Alcantara ultra suede coming up here with some blue stitching. Leather there. Your heads-up display is gonna be right there, if you guys can see that. And coming across the dash, you're gonna have full Alcantara ultra suede coming across there, whichever one you want to call it. More leather coming through here, and it's just a really nice looking dash. You've got more carbon fiber coming over here. Aluminum trim underneath that. You're gonna come over here to the middle. You have your Lexus clock, which most people hate it. I actually think it looks really classy. I think it looks nice. It's very fitting, especially in a Lexus. The screen is a beautiful resolution screen. I just think the graphics are a little out of date. So as you guys can see here, everything is really nice looking. It's just, especially when you go to the map, it looks very like first generation infotainment. And for a car that is $90,000, I would really expect a lot more, even from Lexus. So I just think the infotainment system is one major thing that's needing an upgrade. And of course, the trackpad that you use to control it down here has not been my favorite. If you guys have seen any of my other reviews, especially over the RCF, you can click the banner right up here if you guys want to watch that. Even in that car, it had the touchpad version. I still didn't like it. It's just the whole system needs to go, and they need to replace it with something else. Of course, you will get used to it after owning the car, but anything that requires a pretty decent learning curve, I'd rather just have that real ease of use right off the bat. So coming down here, you are going to have your CD player. Fantastic sound system on here, Mark Levinson sound system. Of course, you're going to have dual zone climate control, all of your different zones, everything like that. Heated and cooled seats for both front passengers. All this beautiful carbon fiber right here. You fold that up, you're going to have cup holders underneath there. The shifter is pretty cool. It almost reminds me of like a baseball. You have perforated leather on top, then all of your cool stitching running right there. Blue and white stitching coming down here in the boot as well. Then once you put it into reverse, your backup camera is going to come up right up there, if you guys can see that. And of course, put in park, goes right away. More carbon fiber weave here, all your different drive modes. So that is going to come up on this screen and this screen, and it'll also change my gauges. So when I go into Eco, my gauges will change. It'll say Eco there. If I push it down, that's my normal mode, which is going to be right here. Over to the right one time, that is Sport, and then one more time will put me in Sport Plus. And then all the way to the left, back to Eco. Now you do have a TVD, which is your torque vectoring diff. So right down there where it says TVD, if you guys can see that right there, it's in standard. So if I push that, that'll take it to slalom and then track. Track, from what I've experienced, does a very good job of just pulling you into those apexes. It's fantastic. I wish I could take this thing on a track, but unfortunately I don't have access to one. But that is new for the 2018 models. They added that to it. Your snow mode, and then you have a pretty good sized armrest right here. Once again, I can put my arm right there. Two arms can easily fit there. Only annoying part about it, you can't just pull and lift it open. You have to pull it back and then lift it open. So you can sort of reach things there, not too well. You have a USB and an auxiliary down there, if you guys can see that. 12 volt right down there. And once you lift it up, you have a little tray there, and then storage space right in there. Here. And yeah, it's just an overall really nice cabin. I do like that you can still lock your glove box. Not a lot of cars are doing that nowadays. Coming up, you do have your mirror with your home link located right underneath. It's going to be these buttons right underneath here. LED lighting up here. Do you have a sunroof? A little cloudy day today. And then of course, your visor's there. You don't have an LED light up here though. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the front seat, guys. Let's go ahead and hop in the back, check out the room. All right, you guys, so coming to the back seat of the Lexus GS-F, I have a really decent amount of room. So first thing you're gonna notice when you step into the back, you have a Lexus branded door sill right in the bottom, which is just a really nice touch. Now the seats themselves have a very interesting design from the back. It's sort of like a spinal S shape. So because of that, I actually have less room at the top of my knees versus my like shins. It's just kind of a weird situation, so you really have to like put your feet under the seat, which by the way, I have a good amount of feet room down here, if you guys can see that. Plenty of room to slide my feet in and out, but definitely sliding your feet in will help kind of mitigate the effect of having no knee room at the very top. The seats themselves are very plush. I love the detail, the same cool, almost like muscular design that you get in the front. You have the red and black leather, but it's a lot more prominent back here. So you have really big sections of red leather, black leather. Even the armrest, you're gonna fold the armrest down. All black leather, piano black, really soft padding here. You have a pass-through right in here. So you have a little area where you can slide something long if you need to into the trunk. Click that up. You're gonna have space underneath here, of course. No charging ports or anything like that back here, but you do have a really nice felt-lined storage space. Now, if you lift that up, you do have air vents back here. So you have your 2 air vents right back here. Right above that, you have a nice little strip of carbon fiber, which looks really nice. You're gonna have a 12-volt back here. Now, one cool thing about the back, you guys see this big hump right here? This is gonna create almost like a very divided sense of atmosphere back here. So you feel very like, this is my section, that's your section. That's the kind of feeling you get back here. I kind of like it. It's real like first class airplane kind of feel. You have map pockets behind each seat. The storage space is pretty good. On each door, you're going to have a cup holder right there. You're going to have a little area here for change. Fold that down. You have the same red and black leather with the red stitching, carbon fiber, suede accents. And it's just an overall really nice cabin back here. You're gonna have your lighting up here, which is going to be not really LED lighting. On the outsides, yes, but on the inside, it's just kind of like a interesting, like soft yellow light. You do have your handles here, and you have a hook there in case you have dry cleaning or anything you need to hang up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the back seat. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk. All right, so coming to the back of the Lexus GS-F, you are going to have a button located right here. You're going to push that, and that will open your trunk. You've got a really good amount of space here. As you guys can see, the opening is humongous. It's got a really big opening, so getting inside is definitely not an issue. Little med kit over here off to the side. Now, if I move my tripod and everything back, you are going to have this little guy right here. What that's going to do is when you fold this up, it'll actually click to the top of this. I have stuff in the way right now, so I can't really demonstrate it for you guys. But then underneath there, you get a little bit of extra storage space. Another cool thing about the trunk is if you don't shut it all the way, if you guys heard that, it'll basically shut itself. So now I can try to open it and it's closed. And you can tell because when I open it again, it clicks open. Really cool feature. Let's go ahead and check out underneath the hood. All right, so coming under the hood of the GS-F, you're going to have a 5-liter V8 engine. It's going to make 467 horsepower. It is a beast. It is such a strong motor. Now, it isn't as strong as everything else in the competition, obviously. So you have like the BMW M5, you have the Cadillac CTS-V, you have the E63S. I mean, those are some very high horsepower cars. And this, in terms of comparison, is nowhere near those cars. So what this does offer is the only naturally aspirated experience in the entire class. And as you guys will see later on, it's just an absolutely phenomenal motor to rev out. Of course, being a Lexus, it is extremely reliable. This motor has been in production since the Lexus IS-F. That car was a really fantastic machine. Those cars still go for a lot of money, even with 50, 60,000 miles on them. And that was really what Lexus was shooting for with this sedan version as well, just to kind of bring back that same flavor and that same recipe as the IS-F, but in a bigger sedan form. So yeah, it is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, rear wheel drive, of course, so power is going to be sent to those rear wheels. And you do have the new torque vectoring diff, so let's see how all that pairs together. All right, so behind the wheel of the Lexus GS-F. Now, this is not a car you should look over if you're in that market for a extremely powerful premium mid-size sedan. This is probably one of the better offerings. Now, just going by the numbers, you would never think that, but it's all about the way this thing drives in person. It's so good. Personally, I've enjoyed my time more with the GS-F than I have with the RCF. All right, so I'm here, right here in this nice little S curve that I always like to take. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw this into Sport Plus. I have the torque vectoring diff in track. I'm gonna turn off the stability control, shift myself, and I'm gonna show you how well this thing handles. Here we go. It just pulls you into corners so well. But it's so easy to control. Oh man, that was so fun. This is such a good car. It is so good. And I'm on this really like rough area back here. It may sound like there's a lot going on, but I'm actually more comfortable in this than I was in the Hyundai Veloster Turbo that I drove. And that's not even as much of a performance car as this. It's just crazy. But like I said, the best part about this car is everything about it is so incredibly easy to control. So when you do things like this, yeah. I'm telling you guys, it's almost like this thing drives itself. Like, I can control this thing when it's sideways so easily. I'm not a professional driver. I have no clue how to do drifts or anything like that, but I can get this thing sideways, control it, and not be scared at all because it is just so incredibly balanced. It is ridiculous. The naturally aspirated motor is great if you are above 4,000 RPMs at all times. So the other benefit of this car is it's a Lexus. So first and foremost, it's always going to be a Lexus. So that means if I slap it over in a drive and I throw it into eco mode, you have adaptive cruise. So I can come here, click my cruise control, set it just like that. It's slowing down for the car in front of me. Just like that. And now we are slowly getting back up to speed. And yeah, it's got all the technology you would need. The adaptive cruise worked really well. The brakes worked really well. All the sensors, monitors, my blind spot is on right now, so you guys can see that blinking over there. And it's a super comfortable vehicle. I love these seats. These are probably my favorite seats. They just hug you so well, but they're so incredibly comfortable. They're very plush, and the leather quality is really supple, so you kind of just like sink into the seat. It's almost like it just folds around you. It's really nice. So that's without the active sound control. Once again, I'm gonna turn it on. It sounds so good either way. Even if you don't like the active sound control, it still sounds so good. Whew. Man. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this driving portion of the video. It is seriously a fun car. This has probably become one of my dream cars. It's really nice. It's very comfortable. It's super practical. And you know, the dynamics are fantastic. I think on the road, this is more enjoyable to drive than the RCF was. The RCF looking back, it just really wasn't a memorable car for me. It was great, it was just very underwhelming. This, I don't know what it is. It feels a little bit more engaging. It feels a little bit more just dynamic and just fun overall. And it's a lot more controllable. This thing is probably, hands down, one of the most easy to control vehicles that I've driven in terms of performance, especially with this high of horsepower, 467 horsepower. It's a seriously impressive vehicle, and if you are looking at CTS-V, E63S, I would give this a drive, but remember that the straight line performance isn't where it's going to impress you. It's everywhere else. It's the handling, it's the dynamic, it's the way it can go from just being very engaging to just being a straight luxury car, which, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what this is. It's a performance luxury sedan. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out how this thing looks at night. All right, you guys, so here's my favorite part of the entire video, a night look at the Lexus GS-F. This thing looks so good. Really such a beautiful car. I love this ultrasonic blue. Let's take a look at the back. Let's go ahead and check out the inside. All right, you guys, well, I really hope y'all enjoyed this look at the 2018 Lexus GS-F. This has been such a great car to live with for a week. It's definitely, I can see it as being the best daily driver out of all of them, though of course the gas is absolutely ridiculous. That is my only complaint about this car, really, that and the fact that a lot of the infotainment, a lot of the electronics feel sort of out of date. But yeah, it really is a fantastic car. Of course, this is supposed to be known for like the reliability. The V8 motor has such incredible responses, just the way this drives. It's such an athletic sedan, and it seriously is just so impressive. A lot more impressive than the RCF in my personal opinion. But if you guys are definitely looking for the most natural experience possible, you want that naturally aspirated V8, rear wheel drive, nothing too crazy, not a lot of crazy electronics going on, this is definitely the vehicle for you guys to get. It is just a really rock solid car, and it's definitely, in my opinion, worth the money. It's definitely going to hold its value really well in the future, and that is of course ultimately what Lexus is known for. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope y'all enjoyed this review. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up, so be sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, you can click over here, subscribe. If you guys have not seen any of my other videos, you can click over here to the right. I've got some videos right up there. You guys can check those out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and y'all take care.